is James Mathers at NAB 2018 for the Digital Cinema Society and New Bay Media. I'm here with Bryce Button in the AJA booth, and a lot of filmmakers are challenged trying to deal with HDR right now. What's AJA doing to help that situation?
We're actually building out an entire ecosystem, everything from HDR support on our editing equipment for playback and also capture, actually, doing that across IP even. But we've got a couple of major HDR specific tools. The first being the FS-HDR, and that's one RU unit, so nice and slim, goes in the rack, and it's designed to work with a number of HDR standards or formats, and to enable on-set work as well through native capture for various camera log formats. So whether that's working with Reds, Arri, Canon, Panasonic, you can bring those formats in straight off the camera, and we can transform it for you into PQ, 2020 color space, so it's not just the dynamic range, but obviously the color space, and even HLG. So HLG is especially important for those in the broadcast world, where they're trying to accommodate SDR, compatibility. So at this show, we've taken the FS-HDR, which originally we introduced as a tech preview last NAB, and we got it shipping by late summer, and it's been out in the field now and having great success with it. But we've added some extra features. So there's the ability to move into a BBC LUT mode. So if you're having to do a production that's specific to that delivery need, we can do that. We've also added further parametric controls for the various HDR settings. We have also added a physical touch panel compatibility with a tangent KB panel, and we've gone a step further now and moved to a new product. So we have both these products that you often use in tandem. The second product is an HDR Image Analyzer, because you're obviously having now to consider these different color spaces, take a look at your nit levels, make sure they're not too out of whack. And that HDR Image Analyzer is something we've developed in a cooperation as a partnership with ColorFront again. So that device allows you to have waveforms, vector scopes, but nit level counts as well, and it'll do automatic error logging. So you might be on sets and you need to double check those exposures and make sure you're going to be okay. You'll automatically have a log from that. Obviously during the post-production process, this is going to be key to make sure you're not getting out of whack. And again, when you master it, that all critical point where all that creative energy that you put into things, needs to get out there. So it's a very solid combination of tools. The FS-HDR has so many capabilities. We can actually do HDR and SDR delivery at the same time. So that way, we know a lot of people are obviously still coming up to speed in terms of purchasing the HDR sets for home, etc. So you can handle these parallel workflows in the one box.
And the content creators can deliver any different format all in one time.
Yeah, and that's really essential, because you're not, and what we're looking at is, we know folks are facing different delivery specs. So you might get one spec from a Netflix, you might get another spec from Amazon. But in general, PQ is the way folks are going. And we're ensuring that you're going to be able to handle all of these specs, all of the frame rates that might be desired, because it's still at heart an AJA frame sync and converter. So we can do all these transformations for you, give you that control, and you can handle pretty much anything you run into.
The HDR images are very compelling.
Stunning. No, I think if you're watching this at home and you haven't had the opportunity to really sit in front of an HDR set, and as a cinematographer, as you work with it, the real brilliance of it is in the greens, and the golds. So if you look at the color curves, you may not have realized how much stuff you just haven't been seeing. And I think as a creative, to be able to see what you lit for, you shot, is actually viewable by a growing audience. I think it's a wonderful state right now, and historically, I think it's just a great place for all of us.
So lots of tools for production and post.
Yes, as always. We've introduced some 12G tools at the show. That's kind of important. You know, the new Venice camera is out. So the Viper's got 12G. There are a number of cameras today that have 6G support. So we've come out with a couple of routers that do 12G, and that joins our growing 12G solutions package. We got a muxer, demuxer. So perhaps you've got a camera that's for 3G SDIs. We can combine that into a single 12G signal. And you know, it's all about really good components. We can run up to about 70 meters of our 12G equipment. And I think that simplicity is great. It means you can handle higher frame rates along a single cable, and obviously all this deep color support, which is what we're all chasing.
And always AJA rugged.
Oh yeah. No, we're a company that's well known for our service and support, and those great warranties are still here for you. So, you know, if you want to learn more, we've been trying to educate as well as sell stuff. We do have a HDR solutions page at aja.com. Simply look under solutions, and you can learn a lot more, because there are you know, a range of delivery formats that you may be looking at, and that'll give you an idea of what to be aware of.
Thank you so much, Bryce.
Thank you, sir.